Chiefs receiver Tyreek Hill suffered a collarbone injury on Sunday, week 1 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Technically a sternoclavicular joint injury where the collarbone attaches to the sternum. According to Ian Rappaport of the NFL, Hill is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks, will not be placed on injured reserve, able to come back whenever he's healthy and ready to go. But, Chris, this is an impact to the Kansas City offense that is firing on all cylinders and arguably doesn't need him. I mean, look, we're going to find out how critical Tyreek Hill is to this offense. Now, they've signed him to a 3-year extension. He's under contract for 4 more years, so he's going to be part of the team. But we had believed he was a critical component over the next few weeks. We'll find out how much of it is the quarterback and other receivers who are able to do the same things that the Chiefs do when Hill's on the field. How much will they miss him?
Well, they're going to miss him. I mean, and it's just the effect he has for the rest of the offense that's so special. But is it like, oh, we're going to miss him and now we're going to like not score 14? We're going to score 14 less extra points on a weekly basis? No, absolutely not. I mean, first off, Andy Reid is a phenomenal game planner. He's a mad scientist as far as drawing up crazy schemes and new ways to do things. It was amazing some of the plays I saw on film when I watched the Jacksonville game. And two, the good thing is, Mike, and I know you talked about this a little yesterday, the fact that they drafted McCole Hardman in the 2nd round gives them that Tyreek Hill flexibility. Is he Tyreek Hill? No. But he can play a similar role to where he can scare a defense deep, the speed sweeps and things like that. You can give him the ball and he can turn the corner and take it to the house 70 yards down the field. So, yes, they're going to miss him, but I think they have enough talent in Kelsey and Watkins and Mahomes that it's not going to be greatly missed. This will still be one of the best high-functioning offenses in football.
Yeah, I agree with you. And Tyreek Hill, a very dangerous presence on the field because of the attention he commands. I don't want to understate that. But between the two, Patrick Mahomes, the far more critical presence on that Kansas City Chiefs offense. And look, it's one thing to say we can withstand an injury to Tyreek Hill, but the next injury is the one that you have to worry about. And then the next one. I mean, if Sammy Watkins gets injured, then they really do have a problem.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's where, teams got to be careful about positions that are very important to their football team. That's why we see the Patriots, accumulate all these DBs and outside linebackers / linebacker defensive end guys, because they're not going to let one injury just, oh gosh, now we have to change the schematics of our football team. And yeah, that's what you get scared of. But the good thing for the Chiefs as far as pertaining to Tyreek Hill and all that, you look at their next few weeks of football, right? The Oakland Raiders this week, I mean, they should be able to get away with it. Now, the week after that, the Baltimore Ravens game, that's going to be a game they wish they had Tyreek Hill for, because that Ravens secondary is the real deal. But even after that, it's favorable the few weeks after that. When you go Lions, Colts, Texans, I don't think any of those defenses are going to make like Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid stay up late at night where they're going to go, oh my gosh, this is such a great thing. How are we going to move the ball on these football teams? So, I mean, they do have a little bit of a grace period here other than the Ravens game week 3 that I don't think the task will be too tough with the talent they already have.
Yeah, you get him back for week 7 at Denver, week 8, Sunday Night Football on NBC against the Green Bay Packers, and maybe
they'll need him for that.
You weather that storm.
Right.
And the good news is he will be back. He won't be placed on injured reserve, and the Chiefs will have him. They're just going to have to get through a few games without him, and that's part of life in the NFL. And that's why for all the predictions that we make going into the season, they're all premised on players staying healthy. We know that there will be injuries that will change a team's fortunes dramatically. We just don't know who. We don't know when. We don't know how long they're going to be out. Look at the Jaguars. Chris, you and I both had them as the top team in the AFC South. Now, Who knows what's going to happen with Nick Foles on injured reserve after having his collarbone broken, surgery on Monday. Gardner Minshew II, now the quarterback. He could be Kurt Warner, Case Keenum in 2017, Dak Prescott in 2016. We're just going to have to find out one week at a time, and that's part of what makes it all fun to watch how the dominoes fall, because we think we know how they'll fall, but we know that there's going to be those disruptions, and they're going to fall in a different way, and we just take it a week at a time and see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy league, and 1 or 2 of these injuries to big football players on your team, and you're in deep trouble. I will say I was really encouraged, Mike, by watching Gardner Minshew on film. Okay, it really was. It gave me hope that the Jacksonville Jaguars might be able to survive this. Obviously, he's not as good as Nick Foles at this point, but he was not fazed by the situation. He's got pretty good physical ability. There's some guys around him that got talent. And again, that defense is still legit. I'm not going to let week one and like the greatest offense we've seen here in recent history with the quarterback as explosive as any we've ever seen in the history of football and a great bye week, first game of the year, game plan designer and Andy Reid totally scare me off the Jacksonville Jaguars. I would think they keep that game in Houston this week with the Texans very, very close, if not win the game. I don't know who's going to win it yet. I have to figure that out.
Yeah, there's a chance that team that beats you the first week of the season is the best team in football. And we have seen teams lose week one and get very hot the rest of the way. We've seen teams win week one and fall apart. The 2001 Carolina Panthers won the first game of the season, proceeded to lose 15 in a row. So we can't read too much into week one, and the Jaguars still could end up winning that division. And who knows, Gardner Minshew could end up being the next Kurt Warner or Dak Prescott or Case Keenum in 2017, where you just think it's over, in comes the backup, and the backup ends up performing pretty well and winning one game after another.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.